I'm chasing sooty grunter up the Burdekin River today. I've opted to go for a TT jig spinner and headlocks combo. The reason why I did that is firstly it offers you the security of a spinnerbait, which makes it a really weedless lure. That little arm that your blade's hanging off covers your hook point, so you can run it through the snags and weeds and all that sort of stuff, and it comes out really good. The beauty about the jig spinners is the fact that they're unlike a spinnerbait, you can interchange your jig heads on them, so it's just a matter of popping that off. If you're fishing slightly, if you're going from shallow water to slightly deeper water, you can change your jig head sizes and weights and then change it like that. It's just like a safety pin clip that slams shut, and that's really it. The one that I've got here today, I've rigged that one up with a 2.5-inch greasy prawns grubs. I found that the greasy prawn colour is a really effective colour up here in the Burdekin, chasing the sooties and the small-headed grunter. The gold blade, I like the gold blade in the fairly stained water. It just gets a lot more flash on it. If I'm fishing real clear water like a mountain stream, chasing jungle perch or something like that, I'll go for the silver blade, the nickel blades. Jig spinners are really good for most of your native species. I know guys that have caught even Murray cod on them. Your cods, your bass, silver perch, yellowbelly, then up here north, jungle perch, sooty grunter, small-headed grunter, all that sort of thing. Really like them. Other thing about these two, don't be afraid of throwing them in the salt. Mangrove jack, absolutely love them. So as far as technique's concerned on these jig spinners, it's really simple. What we're fishing here today is we've got a steep bank on the opposite side of the river with a bit of an undercut underneath it and a heap of snags spread all the way along. So what I'll be doing with the jig spinner is I'll be casting it just on the upstream side of the snag, letting it sink to the bottom, and then just popping it up off the bottom. The only reason why I pop it off the bottom is if it picks up any slime or anything like that, you can clear it off that and it gets that blade going. Then it's just a matter of slow rolling it. I sort of start off fast and then I'll slow it down as soon as you feel the vibration of that blade on the rod tip. Got that one. There you go. By no means the biggest sooty around, but sure as heck a whole lot of fun on these little jig spinners. We'll pop this little dude back in the water, let him get out, and we'll go and catch another bigger one hopefully. Oh yep, on the drop. So what happened there is I just casted it out. As soon as it landed, that fish reacted on it. And an important thing to remember with fishing these spinnerbaits or jig spinners is the fact that while they're sinking, that blade's still spinning around, so it attracts a lot of attention. It's easy for the fish to just come roll in and grab that little plastic. So a big tip that I can give anyone that's fishing them is when you land that cast, engage your reel straight away and keep tension on your line so you can feel that bite as soon as those fish pick it up. He ate that as soon as I popped it up off the bottom. He was all over it. That one ate that really well. Oh, he even took my grub with him. That back on plate. We just finished fishing a section of the river further upstream, and we've just moved further downstream, and we've come across this really nice big hole over here. It's got a nice big rock barg running down the middle of it, slightly deeper water than what we were fishing before. So what I've done is I've opted to go for one of the tribe Spin Doctor spinnerbaits. This one's in the olive flame colour. The reason why I chose this is a bigger profile, a bit easier for the fish to see because we're not really fishing that structure specific, so we're fishing for fish that's cruising around out in the middle. With these two blades, added flash on them, and like I said, the larger profile. So the other thing that I do with these as well is I really like fishing a trailer on them, and for that I'm going to be using again the 2.5 inch Z-Man grubs, and again in the greasy prawn colour. The reason why I like fishing the trailer on the back of them is I feel that it gives the fish something to hone in on. When you're rigging that up on the tail there, it's just got that little tail kicking in, it gives him something to come in. So rigging them on is no different than on a jig head. It's just a matter of threading it up the hook. I normally put a little dab of super glue just on the base of the spinnerbait, just up there. Didn't bring any with today, just for a one-off fish, it's fine, just to run it like this. It's just a matter of threading it on, keeping it nice and straight on that seam that's on the plastic, and popping it off this side and pushing it right up. The other thing that the grub trailer does on the spinnerbait as well is it kicks that skirt out a little bit more, so it's a little bit wider, a little bit bulkier in the water. Where that skirt's hanging out there, what I normally do with these is I'll just grab them like that. See how it's a little bit long? I'll fold my grub tail out and I'll just break the ends off like that. You can cut it with the scissors or something like that and get it nice and symmetrical, but I don't worry about that. So I just take sort of 1/2 inch off the bottom, and it just gives that little tail a little bit more room to pop out, and that's it. Same with technique, similar to the jig spinners. It's a matter of casting it out, letting it sink to the bottom, popping it off the bottom, and then just a real nice slow roll. And again, very weedless. Nice arm over there that covers your hook point. Blade spinning around, so if you do find snags, rocks, that sort of stuff, very unlikely for these ones to get snagged up. So we'll tie this one on and we'll go and have a couple of casts and see if we can catch you a fish on it. Oh, and he's a cracking good fish too, this one. Good weight on that one. Oh, it's got a fair bit of weight on him. Just where's he going? Get out of there. Oh, almost had him that snag over there. Here's a better one. The good thing about these spinnerbaits is with a bigger profile, sometimes, or more often than not, you attract the bigger size fish. Like for example, this really good size sooty. Another thing with the spinnerbaits, because of all that flash and vibration that they kick off, they're always a really good option to throw in really dirty water.